Welcome to our channel. Before we dive into yet another fascinating mythy, would like to invite you to watch, to like, and subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notifications sound the of lie to you since the day you were born about God, about reality, about everything. Mysterious. What if everything you know about God is the opposite of the truth? Confrontational. You've been deceived, not by accident, not by chance, but on purpose. Divine and gentle. Child of the stars, the world has hidden the truth from you, but the time to remember has come. Philosophical. What if I told you reality isn't real, at least, not the way you've been taught to see it? Urgent and direct. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see everything. You've been lied to, about God, about reality, about everything. Some told you, we are all one, that we are all the same, that we should merge into one global identity, but deep down, you know that's not true. History knows, science knows, your spirit knows, we're not all one. Not here, not in this reality. When you force things to merge that were never meant to, you don't get unity, you get destruction. Look at Christianity. Most think it's about love, salvation, divine truth. But peel back the layers, it was a system, a tool, not to free you, but to control you, to conquer nations without raising a sword. And here's the contradiction. If God is all-knowing and all-powerfully create people who would end up in hell, think about that. This isn't a small detail, it's the core. If God already knows who will reject him, then what are the options? 1. He is cruel, because he created people, knowing they would suffer forever. 2. He isn't all-knowing because maybe he doesn't actually know the future. 3. It's all man-made. A system designed to control you with fear. You can't hide behind free will here. If you have free will, God can't know everything. If he does know everything, free will is a lie. You can't have both. But that's just the beginning. What if I told you reality itself is not what you think? What if I told you everything you were taught about God, science, and existentia is just one version? A version meant to keep you blind, because the deeper you looked, more obvious it becomes. This world is not random. It's designed, structured, not chaos. Order. And that leads to a bigger question. Who or what is behind it? The design is too perfect, too sharp, too intentional. Let's talk solar eclipses. The sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, but also 400 times farther. Perfect match. Perfect alignment. Nowhere else in the known universe does this happen, only here, on Earth. Coincidence? The odds. Less than 1 in a trillion. At some point, coincidence is just denial, or worse, fear. Fear of accepting you've been lied to. The universe screams design, it doesn't whisper it, it screams it. Yet people turn away. Why? Because to admit design means, you must ask who designed it. The solar system, the tilt of the Earth, the position of the moon, everything just right, just enough, not too much, not too little. If gravity was slightly weak, no galaxies, no stars, no planets. If gravity was slightly stronger, universe collapses, gone. The margin. 1 in 10 to the power of 60. Do you know how small that is? It's so small, it's basically zero, and yet there you are. Sitting in a universe balanced on a razor's edge. They'll tell you it's luck. Is that really the story you believe? Luck or design? Earth isn't just placed anywhere. It sits perfectly. Not too close to the sun, not too far, the Goldilocks zone just right, and that's still not enough. Without the moon, the Earth's tilt would wobble wildly. Climate chaos. Life impossible. The moon stabilizes us. A perfect dance, a perfect balance. So how many coincidences before it stops being coincidence? Let's be honest, it's not random, but here's where it gets uncomfortable. Even science knows, even math knows, but they won't admit it. Instead, they create the multiverse theory, an infinite number of universes, no proof, not one shred, just an escape route. A way to dodge the truth, but it's flawed because, if infinite universes exist, Infinite versions of God exist too, infinite versions of you, infinite versions of everything. And that breaks logic itself, its desperation, because they can't face the obvious design. Not chaos, not randomness. Structure, order, beauty. So who did it? Who placed it all like this? Let me show you something even crazier. Fractals. Ever heard of the Mandelbrot set? Look it up. Or better yet, just watch it. Zoom in. Deeper. Deeper still. It never ends. The pattern repeats forever. Infinity, right there on your screen. Not just a visual trick, it's math, it's reality. This is what infinity looks like. But here's the kicker. These patterns, they're not just in the computer, they're everywhere. In nature, in you, your lungs, fractal, your neurons, fractal, your blood, vessels, fractal, lightning, fractal, river systems, fractal, hurricanes, fractal, galaxies, fractal, why? Why does the same pattern repeat from the smallest scales to the largest? Why does it never stop? Why does the universe echo itself over and over? Ask yourself, coincidence or design? Is this randomness? Or is it the fingerprint of the Creator? And if fractals are infinitesimal, so is creation, so is reality. So are you. You're part of it, you're connected to it, but not the way they told you. Not by dissolving into some global oneness, not by losing your identity, not by giving up who you are. You were never meant to vanish into the crowd. You were meant to be you. Uniquely. Perfectly designed. Fractals. Don't merge into one blob, they stay themselves. But together, they form the pattern. You're not here to lose yourself, you're here to realize who you really are. The design proves it. The math proves it. Even science. The very thing they say disproves God proves him. The universe isn't just tuned for life, it's tuned for your existence, for your journey, for your awakening. But here's where it gets wild. What if I told you you're already eternal? Not someday, not after death. Right now, you are already eternal. Not a metaphor, not a hope, mathematical fact. Let me show you. Every book ever written, every song ever composed, every story ever told already exists. Inside numbers. Every combination. Already there, numbers are infinite, and within infinite all possible combinations already exist. Meaning, every moment, every version of you, every life already exists. Mathematically, you are part of something that can't end, because it never started. Infinity has no beginning, no end. It just is. So what does that mean for you? It means death is just a doorway, a shift, not an end. Because mathematically, your story never stops, it just continues somewhere else. Somehow, this isn't fantasy, it's math, it's structure, it's built in. Even the universe itself heaves like a fractal, expanding, repeating, echoing itself forever. And you're part of it. You carry it inside you. Your DNA. Fractal. Your consciousness. Fractal. Your very thoughts. Fractal. Do you think that's random? Look around. Does anything truly look random? Or does everything seem placed, precise, perfect, even chaos? Itself is just a pattern we don't fully understand yet. Even the storms follow design. Even the galaxies spin in fractal spirals. Everywhere you look, design, intelligence. Order. So why were you told otherwise? Why make you feel small, insignificant, replaceable? Because small people, easy to control. A soul that knows its own infinite to be manipulated. A being who knows they are designated can't be broken, and thetis. The real secret, that's why they lied. They lied. Beckers. Fear is the easiest cage. If you fear deathy, control you. If you fear God, they control you. If you think you're nothing, they control you. But you were never nothing, you were everything. They just didn't want you to know. Every empire, reverie, ruler, reverie system that wanted power needed you to forget. Forget your origin, forget your power, forget your infinite worth, so they gave you stories. Stories of angry gods, stories of eternal punishment, stories of heaven you had to earn, Stories that made you feel small, guilty, lost, when the truth is the opposite. You aren't here to be punished. You aren't here to be afraid. You are here to wake up, to remember that you are part of the pattern, not a mistake, not a fluke, not an accident, designed, precise, infinite, yes. Some will say, but what about the chaos in the world? What about the suffering? What about the evil? Good questions. Questions you should ask, because the design isn't about control, it's about choice. Freedom. Real freedom. Not the illusion, not control disguised as free will, real choice. The power to shape. To create. To awaken. This place. It's a school, it's a forge, not heaven. Not hell, but a place to remember who you are, a place to choose. To rise. Or to fall. And that's why the patterns are hidden. That's why the truth is veiled. Not to punish you, but to test you. Will you see, or will you stay blind? Will you question, or will you obey blindly? Because here's the secret. They'll never tell you the test isn't for God. The test is for you, so what now? What do you do with all of this? Simple. You remember who you are, not who they told you to be, not who the systems shaped you to be, but who you were before the lies, before the fear, before the control. You were a creator, you still are, made in the image of design itself, not to merge and lose yourself, to stand. As you. Unique. Powerful. Infinite. The truth is not here to be saved. You're here to awaken. You're not here to dissolve into the crowd. You're here to shine. Your life, your story matters. It's not random. It's not meaningless. It's part of the pattern. You are part of the pattern. So, look again. At the stars. At the trees. At the rivers. At yourself. That's all there. The design, the intelligence, the echo of the Creator. And when you see it, really see it too. No. You were never alone. You were never small. You were never powerless. You were always divine. And nothing they say, nothing they build, nothing they control can ever change that. Now wake up.